What's up, guys? Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you're having a fantastic day. So today we're going to be talking about the 5 things beginner filmmakers need to know now. If you're a beginner filmmaker and you are entirely overwhelmed with all the information out there, all the gear, all the money spent on this art form, I don't blame you. This was an overwhelming journey for me as a beginner filmmaker as well. I remember feeling so frustrated. I took my first 10 shots and I'm like, why is this not looking better? Why am I not getting better? But we're going to tackle some of those overwhelming areas of filmmaking and just get them into a place where you can actually succeed as a filmmaker. And hopefully this video will be just that.
You put smudges on my lens!
So one of the things that's really going to help you as a beginner filmmaker is to spend time getting different angled shots of your subject. So moving the camera from the right of the subject to the left, to up, to down, to behind, getting some close-up shots of whatever your subject is doing, etc. Being creative in the amount of shots and the quality of the composition, the quality of the framing. And what this does is it takes a shot that initially would be boring and uninteresting and combines it with other shots that are just mediocre. Together, they make something that really looks great. Also, on top of this ups your quality because it gives the audience different perspectives of what your subject is doing. It's better to put that camera on a tripod than to have shaky footage that you can't fix in post. All right, so the second thing we're going to talk about is audio. And guys, if there's anything that you learned from today, it is think about where your sound is coming from and where you're recording that sound. I can't tell you how many videos would have been awesome if I had thought about the audio. I really feel like realistically, I didn't think about the audio. It didn't even cross my mind that you need to hear the subject until it was too late and I already had that footage in post and I'm sitting there like, I can't hear what they're saying. It was really tragic. Now, I realize as a beginner filmmaker, you don't have the resources to buy or get separate audio because there's a lot that goes into that. My audio setup can sometimes be really complex. I mean, right now I have a mic sitting right here and I have a soundboard over here that's hooked into my computer and I'm recording it on GarageBand. You may not have the resources or the time to be able to do that. So we're gonna break audio down to the simplest setup that I can think to give you, and that would be taking someone's phone that has decent audio recording and putting it somewhere near your subject. It may not be the best quality, but you've got audio. I've spent so much time doing it wrong and then so much more time learning and understanding the importance of audio and the way it works, the way to capture it properly. So really spend time on thinking about how you're gonna set up your audio. It's super important. All right, so the third area that we're going to spend some time on is lighting. As you grow as a filmmaker, you start to understand how different components, audio, video, lighting, work together to create a product that tells a story. But the main thing that you need to understand as a beginner filmmaker is to make sure that your subject is lit well. There needs to be enough light on them. There needs to be an even amount of light on them. If we can't see the subject, then we can't grasp the story. Also, a great exercise that helped me to understand how lighting works and how it affects the quality of your video and how your video looks was to hit the record button on my camera and either move my light source around and see how that affected my subject, or if you have a natural light source, to move my camera around and move my subject around in different places. Also, keep in mind that the quality of your lighting setup is also going to help the quality of your video. If you do not have enough light in your scene, then you're going to have to adjust the artificial lighting on your camera, and this is just going to naturally decrease the quality of your footage. You're going to get that graininess, that noise that goes on. Bleh. No one likes that. So the biggest thing that I have learned from doing filmmaking for over 10 years is to enjoy the process. Enjoy those moments of being able to look back and say, here's where I was, here's where I am now, and being able to take components and take pieces that you have learned since that point. If you're so consumed by what everyone else is doing, you're never going to be able to succeed. So learn from others, learn from your own mistakes, and enjoy doing what you love, learning a craft, and getting better every day. The final area that we're going to talk about is quality. When I'm talking about quality, I'm talking about creativity, imagination, experience, skill. These are the things that make films, videos, photography work well. We all have those things that we do better than the next person, and they have something that they do better than we do. That's why we're a community. That's why we need to share our skills and our gifts with other people so that they in turn can learn about themselves. Oftentimes, we get bogged down with the materialistic quality of filmmaking. What camera you're using, how much you spent on your expensive lighting setup. If you spend the time with the gear that you have right now and you do the best that you can do, people will see that. They will see the creativity and the time that you have spent honing your skills. I definitely do not want to get to the end of this year and say, well, I have better gear, but I'm not a better filmmaker. Spend the time doing the best you can with what you have. This will create lasting quality. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked this video, definitely hit that like button. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe and hit that notification button so that you don't miss a thing. I'll see you in the next video.
So our experience so far in the snow is that our feet are cold, our noses are cold. I know people say that like battery cameras don't last half as long, but seriously, like that's true. They don't, because mine's almost dead and I just put it in, so.